Hey Wastelanders, this is Gary from The Last Ranger, and today I got for you the Harvester by Finch. It's a long time coming, this review. I have been busy with personal life, and I just, by the time I get done with everything, I don't feel like doing reviews, but I love doing videos. But I'm so tired at the end of the day, I don't want to come off as exhausted or like give you what seems like a half-hearted review. I can say truly that the Harvester is my favorite 2021 Finch knife, not my favorite 2021 knife. And I don't know if I'm going to do a favorite 2021. I think most people wouldn't agree with me because I'm not a big name or a big name collector, so I won't probably do a favorite knife of 2021, but maybe I will. I don't know, but I feel safe as giving you the favorite Finch knife of 2021, which is this Harvester. I admit I didn't have the funds this year to get all the Finch knives of 2021, and I missed the Cherry Bomb, and also I missed the Drifter, which is I wanted the Cherry Bomb and orange or red bone, and I wanted the Drifter in the wood. I don't know what the wood was called. I don't remember, but the wood spoke to me, and the cherry bone, the red bone cherry bomb spoke to me also. So, but I had to get the Harvester. I was drawn to the knife, and it's a blend of traditional looks. I think this is the closest to traditional they've ever got. It's a nice mix from between modern and traditional, and I have the 1929 also. This 1929 was also what I considered a nice mix of traditional and modern. I think this is between these two knives. I think they've achieved a nice mix between traditional and modern. This with the spay blade, and this was with the I would call it a half hawk, but I don't think it's considered a half hawk. It's considered what do you call it? It's a sheep's foot design. I'm trying to find this is my half hawk. This is a Rough Rider. I think it's a half hawk. I don't remember the model number or the name. I think it's you can see the model number on this. But this closely resembles a half hawk, but it's a major modified half hawk. But I think they call this a sheep's foot design. So let's go over the specs of this knife fairly quickly. It's in 154 cm, like they make all their knives. I think they made a knife once in 14C28N, but don't quote me on that. It's as I said, it's a sheep's foot satin blade, and it's a flat grind, and this has a yellow smooth bone, and for me, the yellow smooth bone is the only version to buy, unless they come out with some spectacular other color bone version. But I really like this smooth bone with the yellow. I consider it as probably like an acid dye. I don't know. I don't think a RIT dye will work, but I don't know how they did it. I looked a little bit on it. I think they use an acid dye to dye bone scales, And I don't know where they get the red, unless the red is a natural color that bleeds out from the bone in the dyeing process. You could see I gave this bronze. I bronzed all the hardware, and I did it in a separate video. You can catch this video with this link up there, or just look back through my videos. It's fairly recent, and I did the bronze, the hardware, the pivot, and the screws. This is a titanium clip. So, and it's a tab flipper, and it has cage ball bearings, and it's very tiny ball bearings. You can see a disassembly video, and you could see I didn't cover the ball bearings, but it pictured in the disassembly, and they're very, very. I mean, I think the CRKTCO was the only knife that I saw tiny bearings on, other than this knife. So I would consider it like a frame lock type bolster lock. I don't know if it's considered a frame lock or a bolster lock, but I think it's a frame lock. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a knife expert. It's a tip up only right hand carry. So sorry, lefties. They don't make other than I think the Devil's Finger. They never made a knife for right and left carry. So you can see with the wire clip, and the Devil's Finger has a right and left carry. Yeah, I don't have a flashlight in front of me, and I'm not going to get it, but this shield glows in the dark, like all Finch knives. You've probably seen that many of times. And it's made by QSP. So it's an excellent flipper. It's excellent flipper, excellent drop shutty. I don't know if you can use this nail nick as a way to spidey flick it. I mean, you can probably, but I can't. I'm not very coordinated to use a nail nick as a flipper, but I don't think it needs to be used as a flipper. But anyway, let's give you some size comparison, size and weights of the knife, and I'll do the same. I'll do this while giving you a few knives to look at as comparisons. First up is the handle is 3.87 inches. It's basically almost 4 inches, an eighth of an inch, close to a 4-inch knife or 4-inch handle. The blade is 2.875 inches. It's almost like a 3-inch blade. You can see it compared to the Devil's Finger, which is slightly bigger than it. And let me overall, it's a 6.75 inches in length, and I'll bring out I just want to compare it to, like, with Finch knives. I'll bring out this Finch Holiday, so you can see the Holiday, believe it or not, is practically the same length as the Devil's Finger. The Harvester is just a little bit smaller. The handle thickness is 0.47 or 11.9 millimeters. I'm looking around to compare it to a smaller knife, and I'm going to compare it to the Finch Runtley. This is a small knife, probably one of the smallest Finch knives. I don't know if it's smaller than the 1929 or the same size. And the blade thickness is 0.12 or 3 millimeters. Let's take this Devil's Finger out of there, and let's compare it to the 1929. Yeah, I think the 1929 is slightly bigger than the Finch Runtley. So, and the edge thickness is 0.02 or 65 millimeters, and it's 3.49 ounces or 99 grams. So it's not that heavy. It didn't feel heavy, but it feels like a good balance between the balance points is just right there. So it's a good weight. Let's get these out of the way. This is a Finch Runtley that I dyed when I didn't have a. This is my first yellow knife, or no, not my first. My first Finch yellow knife, and I dyed this backspacer red, and I just did a slight blend. You know, it's to represent a bobber or a fishing lure or something. And I had the mind to bronze the hardware to this, but I haven't, and I don't know if I will. But I've been on a bronzing kick. I don't know why. I just like bronzing, and you can see the difference between this bronze hardware on this on the Harvester and the 1929. So the Harvester had the same coloring as this before I bronzed it. So I think the bronzings, it just screamed bronze me when I got it. So let's get this out of the way, and let's just talk about, in closing, my final thoughts. I'm very happy with how these bronze screws and the pivot turned out. My intention was to make it look a bit older and more traditional. I don't know if I achieved that, and I don't know if it gives you a more traditional, older look with the bronze hardware. But for me, in my mind, I thought so. If you want to see the knife disassembled, go check out my earlier video of that. I didn't want to bog down this video showing that, but I did a separate video on the disassembly and the bronzing of the hardware. Hopefully, when I get to work again, I will be able to save up enough money for the cherry bomb and the drifter, and I want to get those two still, but I feel that I probably won't ever get those until like first or middle of next year. But I've planned on getting all the Finch knives, but I haven't so far. I fell behind. So the drifter looks to be a knife that I would get a kick out of. So I know the cherry bomb. I feel like getting the cherry bomb would be like a cross between this blade shape, the Devil's Finger, and the body styling of the 1929. So I don't feel that I've missed a lot with the cherry bomb, but I'll still get it. But there's a little bit of cherry bomb in these two knives, and I just couldn't pass up on the Harvester. I just had to have it. I think this is the greatest looking knife that Finch produced for 1929 or 2021. So yeah, I couldn't pass it up. So take care, Wastelanders. I'll try to start making videos on a consistent basis. I know I've always promising to make videos on this consistent basis, but I just run into problems, not having a job, scrambling to make ends meet. So I have some good prospects out there. I had a really good interview again, but there's like always people competing for jobs, and maybe I made it a good impression enough to get hired. So I'm probably going to have to break down and get a couple jobs, not related to my career, which is graphic design. So, all right. Oh, and lastly, I finally got my postcards in, and I'll be mailing these out as soon as I designed a magnet, holiday magnet for the package. I just did it a little bit later. Those are already been proved, and they will be going out to me within next week. So I'll be running a little late. I hope your cards get to you by Christmas, but it's a holiday card. It's technically Christmas and the New Year's, so hopefully you'll get this, and a holiday magnet. And if you on my Instagram, you can see the holiday magnet, but I don't think I posted the postcard. So, and the postcard will come in an envelope, so it's technically a postcard, but it ships in an envelope. So take care, Wastelanders.